This is Nddc Today.
Hello, thank you for joining us. It's a holiday period, and you know Niger Deltans love to go home to spend the holiday with their kith and kin. And this is normal. It's like a yearly migration from all the city centers into the crannies and villages of the Niger Delta. Now, the Nddc foresaw this some time ago when it started taking a look at some failed sections of major highways. Today, we're going to take a look at one of them and what the Nddc and a road building contractor are doing about it. Welcome to Nddc Today. I'm Patrick Oke. There are major highways in the Niger Delta that link most of the states and a lot of communities. Some of these highways and major roads have broken down over the years, and the Nddc is bracing up to see what it can do to remedy them.
This is the magnificent East-West Road, designed to provide a credible link connecting the major oil-producing states. The intent was grandiose. The execution? Well, they say a chain is no stronger than its weakest link. And this is one as far as this road is concerned. This is the infamous Aleto Bridge in Element local government area of Rivers State. Motorists have expressed concern that it may cave in due to the heavy vehicular pressure put on it as a result of traffic gridlocks on this axis. In an attempt to intervene and avert the imminent danger of collapse, the acting managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Bene John Nunye, and her team inspected the area with a promise of fixing it without delay. The bridge connects two states, 9 local government areas and industries like Indorama, Petrochemical, Port Harcourt Refining Company, and the Onair Port, amongst others. The presence of these companies over the years has made for a constant flow of heavy-duty trucks, like these ones on the bridge. The acting MD CEO noted that the bridge is like a time bomb waiting to explode, and that the Nddc, as an interventionist agency, will not fold its hands and watch while the almost dilapidated bridge collapses on road users. The situation here requires urgent attention. Remedying the failed portions of the bridge now will avert any future tragedies.
All the sections that are very bad, and we're trying to see how the bridge is truly an emergency. 4 months ago, everyone thought it would get to this time, but as you've seen, the apartment is completely wonderful.
The Commission's engineers have been instructed to assess the state of the damage and design a plan for quick repairs. The people of the area have been advised to stop all forms of dredging activity along the area, so that erosion does not threaten the integrity of the bridge.
We want to tell Nigerians to please stop this dredging. The dredging is affecting us seriously. Bridges are collapsing because of these dredgers who don't understand the implications of their actions.
The contractor handling the project has been asked to come to the Nddc headquarters for further deliberations on the way forward. The Nddc interim management team, led by Bene John Nunye, has introduced an initiative tagged Charity Begins at Home. This means that companies doing business in the Niger Delta should partner with the Nddc to build the region as a way of performing their corporate social responsibilities to their host communities.
A It's not just about contracts. And what we're having now is even individuals are now willing to join this next level Nddc in the new project that we have, Charity Begins at Home. So people are going to go back to their communities to work, to get water to their communities at their own expense. We're trying to make everyone understand that it's not just government's role, but the citizens have a role to play in their communities. So we're asking everyone to join the Nddc in the Charity Begins at Home program.
Reynolds Construction Company RCC has adopted already this initiative and is starting repair works on the failed portions of the Eleme Junction Road down to Onne Junction axis of the East-West Road. Dr. Nune urged other agencies and organizations to take cue from the RCC to make life better for all Niger Deltans, especially in this Christmas season.
I hope other construction companies will have a collaboration with the Nddc so that Nigeria will be better.
Thank God for RCC. Hopefully, many organizations working in the Niger Delta will follow suit. Now, we told you some time ago that there's been a renewed concern about the permanent site of the Nddc. It came out that the Nddc currently is paying a lot for its hiring now to work and to carry its assignment, whereas a permanent site was started as long ago as 28 years. Now, the Interim Management Committee has visited this site before and is going there now to make sure that the contractors live up to expectation that this edifice must be occupied by March 2020.
The commitment of the Nddc to ensure that the new office is completed on record time cannot be overemphasized. The expectations required of the contractor is high, as the Nddc team is insistent on the use of quality materials for the construction of the edifice. The contractor has been instructed to take off the already installed claddings as it does not measure up to international standard and also does not meet up with all specifications required for an environmentally friendly workplace.
We are the Niger Delta Development Commission, and environmental issues we take very seriously. So we will make sure that this building is built, the building well built, and it meets all specifications.
Well, we're hoping that all that intervention on that part of the East-West Road will be on ground enough for people to enjoy during this public holiday.
The Nddc repositioning to perform better. The change agents are in place. The task has begun, reassessing priorities.
We're looking at rural development, and for me, it's about rural development.
We must do what is right. Whatever has been done wrong, we must correct it from here.
The president insists that every penny spent on any project in the Niger Delta must be well accounted for.
Identifying no-go areas.
We're not going to pay anybody 1 billion naira every month. I mean, that is wicked. 1 billion every month can put monopumps in rural communities in the Niger Delta, can buy books, can set up the primary health centers. Why would anyone do that?
Setting the standards.
And so I'm calling on all Niger Deltans to stand up to protect our region.
The support is getting broad-based.
But we really want to assure you guys that I think we will support you.
We're going to give you every support that you need.
Take it serious and carry out the proper audit of NDDC.
We want to make people see the Nddc as a social, responsible corporate entity in the interest of the people of Niger Delta.
This is the dream of the people of the Niger Delta.
The Nddc repositioning to perform better.
So hopefully in 3 months, the Nddc should be able to move to its permanent site. That's something everybody is looking forward to. But the concern of the Nddc for motorable roads in the Niger Delta is overwhelming, as I said earlier on, particularly because of the festive season, where many Niger Deltans will be coming home for the holiday. One of such places is the rather busy Benin-Sapele-Warri Road. Now, this is a major artery for the people of that side of the Niger Delta. Some time ago, as we told you, the executive director of projects visited the road and promised to do something.
The deplorable condition of the road from Benin in Edo State to Warri in Delta State, which has negatively affected road users and the economic fortunes of the various communities that traverse this all-important road, has attracted the attention of the Niger Delta Development Commission (Nddc), as the Acting Executive Director Projects of the Interim Management Committee of the Nddc, Dr. Cairo Ojugbo, recently visited some failed sections of the Benin-Warri Dual Carriageway Express Road recently. The acting EDP, who was accompanied by Engineer Emmanuel Audu Ohabora, Director Project Monitoring and Supervision, and Engineer Frederick Ogbede, Acting Director Utilities, Infrastructure Development and Waterways, and some of the Commission's engineers assured that NDDC will intervene and carry out emergent repairs on the road.
Because it's in the Niger Delta region, and my people are coming home for Christmas. The president doesn't want them to spend all the Christmas and New Year period here. Therefore, we will intervene in the interest of the people of the Niger Delta. That is why we are intervening.
Although the maintenance of the Benin-Warri Road is the responsibility of the Federal Ministry of Works, Dr. Ojugbo, however, explained that the Commission will liaise with the Ministry and follow due process to act fast to repair and rehabilitate the road to ease traffic challenges, especially during the coming Christmas holidays.
Well, what we intend to do is to give a competent company, a very big one that can immediately do it, the opportunity 2-3 days to come, do a survey, do a scope, and then they will return to us, and then we'll know the extent of intervention in convention with the state and the office engineers and the engineers of the NDDC.
The Interim Management Committee, IMC, was mandated by President Muhammadu Buhari to help rewrite the narrative of the NDDC. The EDP stated and reiterated that one of the immediate tasks of the IMC is to help put the Commission back on the right path of development for the people of the Niger Delta by completing stalled and abandoned signature projects in the region.
What will happen is that we are going to do our best, the major landmark regional huge projects of the NDDC. We are going to concentrate on it and try and complete them as soon as possible, so that Nigerians will see what NDDC is all about.
Well, the concern of the NDDC to make sure some of the workable roads in the Niger Delta are kept working. Well, we don't know if some of that can actually meet the Christmas or the holiday period, but the important thing is something is being done about these roads. Now, that's not the only intervention the IMC, that's the Interim Management Committee, has been up to. We told you some time ago about the rather bad situation in Ahoda West, where whole sections have been flooded. We'd like to visit that story again to tell you how the NDDC has also interfered there.
In the Niger Delta, it's always been a case of water everywhere, but none to drink. But since 2012, the situation has taken a dramatic turn. The water is now attacking the rural communities. Everywhere is floods. Water now in the houses, on the roads, on the streets, even in the bedrooms. Many settlements in Western Ahoda have been badly hit.
The drivers drive. They pursue me, the drivers they come.
No cranny or nook has been spared. This year, as often, the Orasha River has burst its banks, and the resultant floods have been unforgiving.
According to people and rumors, they say that this time around is down.
The floods have shown no regard for personalities, chieftains or churches. everything and everyone has been touched.
We just suffer. No way to play. The children cannot play. We cannot walk because everywhere is filled of water.
It's difficult to imagine that just 4 months ago, this was a thriving farming and fishing community. Now they need not go into the river to fish. The river has brought the fish to their compounds, roads and parlors. Just throw a net in what was once your parlor and you could get this.
Put the net and I just go check the net.
Unfortunately, the water also brings in displaced reptiles looking for an abode.
They killed 3 today. That way they are swimming every time. Like this young man, that was 4 days ago. Snake went and bite him. You understand? But we thank God, we find a means to solve that problem.
The vehicle of choice for visiting friends is now the canoe. What was once a bedroom is now a submerged swim away. Now, I think the real Olympic swimming medal should go to the guys here. Living in these conditions is really sheer madness. To compound the situation, it seems this has become a yearly occurrence in Ahoda West and other Niger Delta riverine states. So, why don't the people move?
To relocate from their own community. It's not by our power. It's not by our power. At least you can move to another place. The resources to manage other communities, it's not there with us. It is government that manage those things. We cannot run away, we are just here.
So, they can't move. Although some have moved upstairs, as the water has taken the entire ground floor and grounds.
Auntie, good afternoon. How are they now? Sorry.
New staircases and walkways have been improvised. Now give it to the Niger Deltans. Their resolute spirit of survival is unassailable in the midst of tragedy.
This place, they manage, they hard for us. No be small suffer where we dey.
But you be modern woman, you get eyelash, yo.
Now, make it fine small so that my husband go see me. Look at fine small. Say, even though flood they safe, say we go dey neat.
This is a sand dune, part of a failed attempt at shore protection and reclamation. This sand haven in the town is now doubling as a bedroom for many who have nowhere to sleep.
Very soon, if you look, you will see just a few of them are coming. Anything from 6, 7, you will see here we don't fill up with people because no place to pass night. You always come here.
The consensus of opinion here is that the authorities haven't done enough.
We are part of Nigeria. It looks as if we are not part of this council. This country. No.
Have Oil West.
People are wicked. We have Oil West. We have 4 Oil West. The government don't even think about us. They have been suffering this thing since 2012.
Nothing. Till now, almost 2 months, this place is flooded. The local government never come one day. Brand. No food. We struggle before we eat.
That was before the acting managing director of the Nddc, Bernard Dr. Joy Nunez, and the interim management of the commission heard about the plight of these people.
A lot of the villages in Bayelsa, Delta, Rivers, Akwa Ibom are this flooded. A lot of the people are now in ID camps, and the commission is going to make provision for them, both medical and relief materials, to go through so that they can have good Christmas and Medicare. As the flood is receding, they will have to make preparation for them to come back.
So the NDDC has come as cavalry to the rescue. It has provided maternal delivery kits and cholera vaccines to ameliorate the pains of the displaced inhabitants of the flood-ravaged communities in this local government area. Speaking at the flag-off of the distribution of the medical kits and cholera vaccination at the Kinema Primary Health Center, the NDDC Managing Director, when Dr. Joy Nunye, underlined the importance of ensuring good health care for communities in the Niger Delta region.
We are aware that most communities in Ahoda West have been submerged by floods that have caused so much physical devastation, psychological trauma, and financial loss. And it's this awareness of the pains you are enduring that has inspired NDDC to come to your rescue in a bid to mitigate the health impacts.
The NDDC Chief Executive Officer explained that the Commission had to intervene urgently by providing cholera vaccines for residents of the flooded communities, as well as supplying maternal delivery kits to curb child and maternal deaths.
The potential of huge outbreaks of cholera and spread of epidemic proportions in these flooded locations is real, hence the need for an urgent intervention to prevent or at least minimize such occurrences that can cost lives.
Nunye reaffirmed the determination of the NDDC Interim Management Committee to give priority to the development of rural communities and collaborate with state governments and community development committees. Dr. Nunye, who visited some of the displaced persons camped at the Primary Healthcare Center and Local Government Secretariat in Akinima, expressed displeasure with the lack of basic amenities and the poor feeding arrangements for the flood victims.
They're not eating all day, so I think that we just try to do this very quickly and we'll try to meet up with, especially for children living in these camps, no food to eat. Parents can't go to farms. I mean, it's something that is terrible. And I'm going to try to get in touch with NEMA as well so that we can reach them.
In his address, the chairman of Ahoda West local government area, Honorable Hope Ikiriko, who was represented by the vice chairman of the council, Mrs. Obele Jack Roberts, remarked that apart from the Rivers State government, the NDDC was the only agency that had responded to the cries of the people for assistance.
Besides, the people of the LGA have also mandated me to remind you that the Niger Delta Development Commission could grant provision of relief, reconstruction, and rehabilitation materials as the food crops and means of livelihood of the high-populated rural dwellers are destroyed by flood.
He appealed to the NDDC to also assist the council in reconstruction and equipping the dilapidated General Hospital in Joinkrama and the Model Health Center in Okogbe. Ikiriko assured the NDDC that the council would help to supervise the distribution of medical supplies provided for the displaced people by the Commission.
We do it in the name of the Father, Amen. The Son, Amen. And the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The NDDC repositioning to perform better. The change agents are in place. The task has begun, reassessing priorities.
We're looking at rural development, and for me, it's about rural development.
We must do what is right. Whatever has been done wrong, we must correct it from here.
The president insists that every penny spent on any project in the Niger Delta must be well accounted for.
Identifying no-go areas.
We're not going to pay anybody 1 billion naira every month. I mean, that is wicked. 1 billion every month can put monopumps in rural communities in the Niger Delta, can buy books, can set up the primary health centers. Why would anyone do that?
Setting the standards.
And so I'm calling on all Niger Deltans to stand up to protect our region.
The support is getting broad-based.
But we really want to assure you guys that I think we will support you.
We're going to give you every support that you need.
Take it serious and carry out the proper audit of NDDC.
We want to make people see the NDDC as a social, responsible corporate entity in the interest of the people of Niger Delta.
This is the dream of the people of the Niger Delta.
The NDDC, repositioning to perform better.
Terrible conditions of the people of Western Hada and other flooded areas of the Niger Delta. Hopefully, of course, by now these floods are receding. We promise to go back to these communities to report on the post-flood experience of the people. Just as we promise you that next week, we'll bring you details about Life MD, which is a revolutionized way that the Niger Delta plus IFAD, that's the NDDC and IFAD, are hoping to revamp the lives of the women and children of the Niger Delta. In the midst of that, the acting MD of the NDDC has enjoined the Niger Delta youths to also make their own contribution to the development of the Niger Delta. They should not just be seen as miscreant young people who are looking for attention all the time. They are now matured enough to make meaningful and proactive contributions to the development of the Niger Delta. All that next week on the program. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year ahead.